Hello everyone, welcome back to the IndieGeekGuy channel. Today we're taking a look at Dune, the latest iteration of Dune, I should say, directed by Denis Villeneuve, if that's how you say his name correctly. I've enjoyed his movies. I've not seen all of them, but the ones that I have seen I have enjoyed. But Dune is a thing that I've always kind of known about being into science fiction. It's kind of constantly there. I know the fear is the mind killer, that line, all of that stuff, and obviously there was the 80s version of this story, which also I have not seen, so if you want me to react to that as well, let me know down below, and that's something I'll happily do. But yeah, I'm very aware of Dune. It's a part of the science fiction landscape, and, you know, sandworms, baby. Love those sandworms. But in regards to this movie, I am pretty excited, because I like this director. He's always got a really interesting visual style, especially when it comes to science fiction, like Blade Runner, the sequel to the original Blade Runner. I really enjoyed 2049. I thought it was a good movie. I loved his visuals in particular. But here we are with Dune, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do with this. But before we jump in, please consider hitting the thumbs up button if you enjoy the reaction and the review that happens afterwards. Also consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos, and it also helps the channel out, and I'll be very appreciative of it. There are also social links in the description down below, and including a Discord server for you to go hang out with other like-minded people in the community, go chat and all that good stuff. But that's it, let's jump into this.
At nightfall,
Oh, come on now, already with these visuals. Settle down, Denis.
by controlling spice production, they became obscenely rich. Richer than the Emperor himself. But one day, by imperial decree, they were gone.
Dune. Part 1. I had heard about that. I had heard about the sneaky Part 1 in the title that they didn't tell anyone about.
Give me the water.
What the fuck? That was such a eerie effect.
Almost.
It was so creepy.
Spice is the sacred hallucinogen, which preserves life and brings enormous health benefits.
Yeah, I knew about the spice. The spice thing I know about. Like, it seems to do a bit of everything, does spice. Jesus Christ, look at this cast, man. Look at this cast. Imagine having the power to assemble these people.
The Emperor has spoken. House Atreides shall immediately take control of Arrakis and serve as its steward. Do you accept?
I don't think you got a choice. What would happen if they said no? Just get blown up or whatever?
House Atreides accepts!
I love this world already, like, the setup for it. There's a lot of potential for interesting stuff. I feel like he just... like, it's like a literal, he just sealed their fate into something probably not good. Bad things are probably going to happen. Yeah, they get to leave this really luscious looking planet full of water and greens and all that good stuff for a big old sand ball with massive worms. Have fun with that, boys and girls.
Duncan.
Oh boy.
Here he comes. Here he comes. Aquaman himself.
I saw you with the Fremen.
So I do find them. There you go, that's a good omen right there.
I saw you lying dead, fallen in battle.
About that good omen you were just talking about. Might not be so good.
Dreams make good stories. But everything important happens when we're awake. Because that's when we make things happen.
I'm wondering... It definitely seems like he has visions of the future, but I'm wondering how precise they're going to be. Does he have, like, complete, like... I can see the events that are actually going to unfold, or are they possible things that might happen?
And grandfather fought bulls for sport.
Yes. Look where that got him.
I assume it didn't end well.
I need you by my side.
He didn't get out of the way when he did the red flag waving.
I told my father I didn't want this either. I wanted to be a pilot.
You never told me that.
Don't worry, Poe. You had your moment.
I've had quite a day, Gurney. Give us a song instead.
Jesus.
It's rude.
That's rude. It's a neat way of showing that. You have to sort of slow down your hit in order to penetrate the shield.
I have you.
He also has you.
But look down, my lord. You're to join me in death.
It's cool though. I kind of like this. It adds an extra element to the combat, whereas it's not as simple as just stab the fool. You actually have to think about what you're doing on like 2 levels. So these is the bad guys. If you couldn't tell from what the story's told us already, maybe the design of their homeworld might have given it away.
Leave us.
You must do everything the Reverend Mother tells you.
It's like, I'm going, bye.
It's my mother in her own house.
Come here. Kneel.
Jesus Christ, that's quite the voice, huh?
I hold at your neck the Gom Jabba. Poisoned needle. Remove your hand from the box, and you die.
What's in the box?
Pain.
Good luck. Good luck with this. She's just staring her out. Oh, he seemed to hold that together pretty well, all things considered.
If you had been unable to control your impulses like an animal, we could not let you live.
Because you've got magic powers, my boy. You've got those magics. Need to make sure you're not going to blow us all up with those powers or something, I assume.
If he is the one, he has a long way to go. His sight is barely awakened, and now he goes into the fire.
This kid has a lot on his shoulders, huh? He's got to take over from his dad one day. He's now got this whole magic thing going on that apparently he is going to be put up on some sort of pedestal for some reason. Something has stirred up the locals there. Maybe it could be, you know, the invading force that has just come to assume control of the planet. It is an interesting sort of whole setup. That we are basically dealing with families who belong... Oh, look at this. Look at this. Sorry, interrupt my thought. This is cool.
Lisan al-Gaib. Voice from the outer world. It's their name for Messiah. These people have waited for centuries for the Lisan al-Gaib. They see you. They see the signs.
So there's already a load of, like, pressure on him. Like, hey, you're the Messiah, by the way. And, my little group have been helping feed those rumors. Look at these things. Look at them. They're so cool. They're so ridiculous and cool all simultaneously.
It's a grist knife. It's a make.
What is happening here?
Lisan al-Gaib, the mother and the son.
Okay. Let's see how that knife comes back into play, I suppose, because that is Chekhov's knife in the sand right there, if I ever saw one. Or knife from the sand, I should say.
Plants cling to life in a parched, nutrient-poor landscape.
Excuse me? That don't look good. That's not good looking. I'm waiting for this thing to just fucking jolt forward. Here he comes! Here he comes! Oof. Oof.
Hawking and agent was cemented into that hole 6 weeks ago.
What the?
Ran the hunter-seeker through a water pipe inside the walls.
That's commitment. Jesus.
But his wife is under our protection, and by extension, her son. Allow them the dignity of exile.
I give you my word. We will not harm them.
I don't know how far you can trust his word. Let's be real. These shady fuckers, like... Have you seen their set? Evil written all over it.
I said I would not harm them, and I shall not. But Arrakis is Arrakis. And the desert takes the weak.
Like, instantly. The moment she left the room.
How big was the place?
I'd say 10,000 people. And there are hundreds of sieges. The Fremen watched me search for them for days. I never saw them. Finally, they sent a warrior out to kill me. I've never come so close to dying.
There we go. That sets up how dangerous they are then. I'm just kind of hoping that this family can sort of say, hey, look, we're not like the old guys. We can work together. That's what I hope for. Don't know if it's going to happen because I feel like the evil-looking guys are going to cause trouble for this.
Hold. Thank you, Stilgar, for the gift of your body's moisture.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We accept it in the spirit in which it was given.
That's great. Makes sense. Like, moisture would be a coveted thing.
I ask for this. Do not seek our sieges. Do not trespass in our lands. And leave the desert to the Fremen.
You will address the Duke as my lord or sire.
Gurney, just
settle down. Settle down. Like, you are the invading force here. Let him say his piece.
And you will never be hunted while I govern here.
That's very honorable. I must go. That's all I have to say to you. She.
Well, that was weird. That was a weird thing that just happened.
It cools the body and recycles the water lost to sweat. Inside the mask, you'll find a tube to allow you to drink the recycled water.
Yummy. Sweat water.
Your desert boots are fitted slip fashion at the ankles. Who taught you to do that?
Seemed the right way.
His dreams are rubbing off on him.
Why don't we just shield the crawlers?
A shield's a death sentence in the desert. It attracts the worms and drives them into a killing frenzy.
Okay. No shields. No shields allowed.
Is that a worm?
Calling crawler Delta Ajax Niner. Worm sign warning. Acknowledge.
Who calls Delta Ajax Niner? Over.
They seem pretty calm about it.
I was gonna say, there's a massive worm coming towards you. That's alright. Oh, that don't look good. That don't look good.
What is going on?
They fucked it. That's what's going on. They fucked it.
How many men on that crawler?
Crew of 21.
Our ships can take 6 each.
Alright, we're going in. We're going in. His first time out on the dunes, and it's a bit of a chaos situation.
Besides, we've got a full load of spice. We can't just leave.
Damn the spice! I want every man off that crawler now!
Like, come on, it's your lives right now. Get out of there. Is he gonna get high off the spice? The spice seems to be talking. That or it's the worm talking. Maybe it's the worm. Yeah, time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
His passage cleanse the world and keep the world for his people.
That's terrifying. That's terrifying. Absolutely do not do that to yourself again, Paul. What sort of nutrition does the worm get from that big thing? Is it good? Is it healthy for it?
I had a vision.
What did you see?
So the question is this some kind of future? Oh, she stabbed him. What the hell is going on? There was kissing and then there was stabbing. What are you into, Paul, huh? Maybe you're seeing 2 different futures at the same time.
I know you're pregnant.
You can't do that.
Well, he does, apparently. Yeah, that whole vision sequence gave me like a... He's seeing 2 potential different outcomes. That's what it was giving me. Like, there was one where they were happy together, and there was one where they were at each other's throats, death, killing, all that stuff.
Saduka.
3 battalions. As agreed.
Right, so the Emperor is now starting a war with the people he sent to look after the sand. Like, I don't know. Feel like I've lost something somewhere. All I know is that the Emperor's jealous. Emperor gets jealous. People are manipulating events behind the scenes. And maybe that's where my confusion is coming in.
Will you protect our son?
With my life.
I'm not asking his mother, I'm asking the Bene Gesserit.
Why are you having these thoughts?
She didn't answer the question. She didn't answer the question. So it begins. But who is it? Look like the doctor guy. Oh god. Oh, it's like a slow moving projectile. Oh, that's awful. It's gonna get him. Oh. That is awful. That's that's terrifying. Like not being able to do anything about it. It is him. That's a big bang. That's a big bang. Oh my god. It's so cool. This is devastating, obviously, but visually it's really cool.
I had no choice. The Harkonnens have my wife, Mana.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
If you bite down hard, this tooth will crash. Breathe out, and you will fill the air with poison.
Okay. I mean, he definitely betrayed them, but he's trying to get his own back somehow, I suppose. Oh, it looks so cool, but terrifying all at once. Oh my god. Don't they need this place? What's the point in them blowing it up? I thought they needed it in order to, like, refine the spice and everything. He's like, back the fuck off. That's very cool. We're not dealing with him. We're not dealing with that guy.
We move again.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Kill him.
That's terrifying, just having that ability. Well, at least they've got a helicopter thing. I've forgotten what they were called. Oh, well, there goes that.
They've crippled the ship.
I was literally just saying, oh, at least they've got a ship. But no. Thank God Paul's been doing research on desert survival.
I said I'd set her free. That you could join her. So join her.
Yeah. She was already dead. Yeah, that tracks. That absolutely tracks. Is the shield gonna protect him? I mean, it fucking killed everybody else. He just floated up there. He floated all the way up there and is still alive. Another vision, I presume, of the past, the future. What? There's a big worm out the back. Oh, it's him! I don't trust these visions. I feel like there's something weird going on with them.
Fanatical legions worshipping at the shrine of my father's skull!
The darkest timeline that he just saw? Was that what that was?
Get off me! You did this to me!
Yangi. Well, it was only a matter of time until literally all of this pressure that has been put onto him was gonna get to him. I can't tell if that was like the darkest timeline or not. Like, he he seemed to be like a ruler, but his followers seemed to be like fanatical and like not good. So I don't know. I'm just as confused as he is, I think. Imagine having to sleep in a tent under the sand where you know there are giant bloody worms.
My Lord Duke.
Yeah. Paul. Paul.
You'd make a play for the throne. The Emperor feared the Atreides. He brought you here to kill you. What don't
Right, okay. This is what I was suspecting. It's just good that someone said it out loud, and I'm right. No longer as confused as I thought I was. Oh, these guys again. Goddamn ninjas. How'd they find him? Oh! That's cool. Alright, Jesse Pinkman. This is where he dies. This looks like the hallway where Paul saw him not in a good way. I mean, it doesn't look like he's slowing down his hits. But what do I know? Maybe he's having to do it like quick adjustments, so it's like... I mean, he took out a lot of them before he got hit, to be fair. Oh my god. The most badass there is. Yeah, there he goes. Jesus, he went out like a goddamn boss. Did we see what happened to Josh Brolin? Did he die? I don't remember seeing him die. Attracting the worm? Attracting the worm? Maybe we'll eat all the bad guys. No, is she gonna ride the worm? Is she gonna... That's a sentence I just said. Is she gonna ride this thing? Nope, she's gonna die. She's gonna die. That's what she's gonna do. Come on now, I wanted to see what she was gonna do with that worm. You idiots. You idiots. Being eaten by a giant worm is not a great way to go. At least the worm might get a bit more nutrition from that rather than big machine. Yeah, I thought he's going to use the storm, isn't he? That's what he's going to do. Alright, well, it seems to be working with the missiles. Now, escape. Escape the storm. Go!
We must move with the flow of the process. We must join it.
He's using the force. He's turning his targeting computer off. Life computer, I nearly said.
We chased them into a Coriolis storm. Nothing survives such a storm. They're dead.
That's a lot of assumptions right there.
It's a certainty.
It's not a certainty though, is it? That's not how certainties work. Oh, the storm has done a number on this thing. That ain't good. That ain't good. That not good. Providing you don't get buried in the sand. Okay, you're right. If you're still conscious. At least we've got suits now. Survival suits. They're good to go. Just, you know, have to convince a whole people that, hey, we're good guys, so you can trust us, and we can get these other people out of here. This is terrifying. This is actually awful. You don't even know how many there are. There could be loads of them. Suddenly these cloaks seem like a bad idea. Like, you're just gonna trip over them. That worm wants him. That worm wants him. Hi. How about we be friends, you and me?
Someone set off a thumper.
Well, that's the best look we've had at one of them. An actual sight of the worm. Still haven't actually seen like a full length, like how big it is.
You help us off-world to Caladan, you will be well rewarded.
What wealth can you offer beyond the water in your flesh?
Yeah, we're talking about right here, right now. Oh, she fucking did it. She already got him by the neck.
I would not have let you hurt my friends.
Oh, there she is for real this time.
You talk like a leader, but the strongest leads. She bested you.
You may not challenge a Sayadina.
Then who will fight in her name?
Jamis, don't do this.
I assume Paul is going to be championing her. Is this how he's going to prove himself? To be mentored by winning this fight, I assume, maybe? If the visions are to be believed.
This Chris knife was given to me by my great aunt. This will be a great honor for you to die holding it.
Where's the Outworlder?
I'm right here, dude. Right, you don't need to shout. Love that there's no sound. I love that there's no music or anything. It's just fighting. Pure fight.
There's no yielding under the Amtal rule. Only death is the test of that.
Alright, it's to the death. It's to the death, Paul. What are you going to do? And he keeps winning. There it is. So I guess he's not going to be his mentor after all? Or maybe the fight was the mentorship. Well, it could mean so many things.
You're one of us now. A life for a life. Come with us.
Okay, interesting. That does make me think about the visions, but I'll talk about that in the review.
The Emperor sent us to this place. And my father came, but for the strength of your people. My road leads into the desert.
Unite the people. They're riding the worm. Someone's riding the worm. We get to see it.
This is only the beginning.
Yep. This is, I assume, the end of the movie. And that is one hell of a Fellowship of the Ring ending, isn't it? Yep. They weren't kidding with that part one, huh? Oh my god, they even stylized the credits there at the end. Oh god. Alright, Dune. I kind of love that. I'm confused. There's things I don't think I have the full picture on, but I think that's very much the point. Obviously, it's part one. So, yeah, there's obviously stuff that is yet to be fully explored. But, you know, I loved it. I generally was very taken by that. I could happily just... Like, it's almost as if this doesn't happen very often, but I could happily just rewatch that movie again right now. Just to sort of air out the things that I'm thinking about in terms of what I've got me asking questions, I suppose, is that the sort of the political situation that this movie is painting within its universe is very dense. And at first I was like, okay, why is the Emperor doing what he's doing? This Emperor that we don't see at all. Because at first it felt like the only information we were given about him is that he's an angry, jealous person. So I thought what the angle was that he was pulling out the Harkons, I keep forgetting their name, but he pulled them out because they were getting too powerful, too wealthy. Then he put someone else in so he could maintain control, but then it felt like that wasn't the case. And then I started thinking, okay, maybe he wants to get rid of House Atreides. I'm going to get all the names wrong, but then someone said it out loud that, oh, the Emperor wants to get rid of like Paul and his family and to wipe out that line. And then I was like, okay, I'm with you. I get what's going on. I was moving in that direction and I got there in the end. So I suppose I still have a question as to Was he just threatened by how much power they were getting and their influence over the other houses? And obviously Paul here says that he's going to make a play for the Emperor's seat, and that's what he's worried about the whole time. And maybe his actions bringing their family to this planet and the spice and all of that is just one big, like, fate is being written, as it were. Like, he tried to prevent what he wanted to stop happening, the Emperor that is, but by doing what he did, he has set things in motion for that to eventually happen anyway. I'm sure someone can comment down below and let me, without spoilers, because obviously I know that the books and everything has already probably answered all of this. So just in context of this movie, if I've got that right, let me know. Emperor doesn't like House Atreides, wants to get rid of because they were getting too much influence within the other great houses as they depicted it, and he is using the Harkons as a way of sort of getting rid of them. The other thing that begs some questions is how the visions that Paul is getting are working. I can't quite tell if they are visions of potential futures, like if they're like he's getting these mixed crossed messages of what could happen depending on other people's actions and how they work, and he's like seeing like a jumbled mess of potential things that will happen, except there are some things that are clear. Like, he knows that his mother is pregnant. He knew what his uncle was doing with the local population of the planet, and he sort of saw his death, and he kind of knew that was going to happen, but no one, like Duncan, didn't take on board what he was saying, and eventually it led to that. I'm also thinking that maybe it isn't quite so much a literal, these are different timelines that could be happening, but maybe it's more so the visions are very metaphorical, and like they don't actually depict real events as such as they are depicting events that will happen, but it's kind of a jumbled mess, and it's like I say, like big metaphors. Like the guy in his vision who it looked like he was meant to be his mentor, take him under his wing and sort of show him the way of the local population of the planet, but they had a duel, he obviously killed him, and then he was taken in by the people. So maybe the whole mentor vision of him taking him under his wing was just a big metaphor, but he's going to have to fight this guy, kill him, and then that was the mentorship. That is the beginning of his journey, and in order to do that, he had to have that fight with him. Again, if I'm right or wrong, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's spoilers to tell me these things, if I'm right or wrong about any of this, but all I can say is if based on wholly on the context of this movie, if you can give me an answer of if I'm moving in the right directions with that thought process, I don't know. But that's what I'm getting out of this so far, is that it could be one of those two things. Either multiple different things that could happen and they're kind of merging together in a jumbled mess, or they're just very metaphorical and it's about how he reads into those visions, and that they could just have multiple purposes and they're just sort of being laid out in front of him to try and make sense out of, if that makes sense. But despite my kind of like questions about where was this going, I'm really into the story, where it could be going, where these characters could be going, what the state of affairs beyond this planet are, and I want to just want to see the rest of this universe, because it's painting a really interesting picture. Now, I don't know if this is covering the first book or a part of the first book or whatever the case is, but I do find it, you know, interesting that a lot of our lead characters, as set up at the beginning of this movie, are now dead. Like, we've only got like a smaller handful of them, so I assume the next one or the next part is going to introduce more characters and see where they all fall into this. Zendaya only had a very small role in this, so I presume her part will get a lot bigger as the story goes on. Same with Javier Bardem. I assume his role would get bigger as well. I actually really liked the character of Paul. I really felt the pressure that he was under, like he had pressure at every angle, like to take over from his father and to be the duke of this household, but also he's got this conspiracy of these witches like putting a load of pressure on who he's meant to be, and this planet seemed to have some sort of fate for him as well. Like, there's all this going on, and I really feel both through the performance and just how the story was going, like that pressure like bearing down on him, and how he's gonna have to try and rise kind of above it and to own it in his own way. So that's a journey I'm interested in seeing playing out. As for Denis Villeneuve's direction, like, I mean, it's easy to say at this point because the guy just knows how to make things look good. Like, gorgeous. It's gorgeous across the board. I feel like I'm going to be editing out a lot of me just saying, that's gorgeous, this looks good, that looks great. Like, there's only so many times people can take that, I think, in a video. But just know, I said it a lot. But he manages to do it both in the big sweeping epic shots of the planet and spaceships and all that kind of stuff, but also in just the small contained stuff as well. Like, there's little moments where, like, he's hiding inside that hologram that looked really cool, and just like the fine details, like from how the weapons work, the way the shields look. Like, he managed to find just, I don't know, I'm struggling to find a better word than beauty in just every single thing that he framed. Like, he did an incredible job that made this whole world feel alive, and like I say, devil in the detail with a lot of that stuff. So loved what he did with that. The music as well, incredible. It had a nice mix of, like, you know, that very, like, what every movie does when you're dealing with a sand planet, like the shrieking sort of choir-esque kind of music, but then it also had like a kind of sci-fi synthy-esque sound that's kind of reminiscent of his score for 2049 Blade Runner as well. So I really like the music. Again, it helped transport me into this world. I mean, honestly, I'm struggling to think of any complaints at all, really, other than I want more. I want it now. Like, I just want to see what happens next. I can see how that ending might leave people like, huh? That's where we're ending? It seems like there's a lot to still do, but thank God they put that part 1 in the title, because it's like, yeah, there's more to come. Don't, like, sit down, there's more to come, don't worry, all right? And hopefully, I mean, I presume they must be committing to this if they were ballsy enough to put the part 1 at the start. Like, this is, it seems like they're doing a, you know, giving him the Peter Jackson treatment here of, okay, we're going to let you do your movies to tell this story. So I very much hope so, because I really enjoyed this. Loved the dragonfly ships, they were cool. Just loved all the design work. At the end of the day, it's hard to make a spaceship that looks like, or like a helicopter-like thing that is like a giant dragonfly, look like an actual mechanical thing that should work, and they did it. It really would have been, I suppose it would have been nice to have got to see this in like IMAX or something, but I love that I get to, you know, watch it and share my instant thoughts and stuff with you guys. I guess I'm gonna have to commit to this now. If they make more, I'm gonna have to do it on the channel. But it would have been amazing, I would have thought, to see this on a big screen and good sound and all that. But yeah, I'm really struggling to think of any actual criticisms coming directly out of the movie. The only thing is that left up to me, I really think they need to rethink their shield technology, because everyone seems to have a way around. It's almost like, what's the point of even having it at this stage? Just make better armor, I suppose. But no, this movie is, you know, it's exactly my kind of movie. It's the sort of thing I respond to. It has big sweeping epicness, sci-fi-ness, just all that good stuff. Has lots of interesting questions to put forward, and you know, I was here for it, just absolutely into it. But yeah, that was Dune. I look forward to more. I really like this movie. If you've not seen it, 100% recommend you watch it. Just go in knowing that it's definitely a part 1. There's a lot of things still to be answered and to explore, hopefully in the following film or films at this rate. But yeah, I was super into this, and you know, I would fully recommend it. Thank you for watching this one, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps me know you liked it. It helps to get seen by more people, all that good stuff. Also consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos. That's reactions, reviews, gameplay, all that fun stuff. You won't regret it, and I'll appreciate it a great deal. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you on the next one.